So Amazon just decided to start off the spooky season right with My Best Friend's Exorcism, which is their latest film that is now available to stream. And I was excited when I heard about this movie. This is actually based on a book as well. Myself, I have not read the book or don't know anything of it as I went in to watch this, and I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. I thought it was a very great introduction into the spooky season, and let's get right into it. So before we do, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers right now. We just hit 25,000, and we will be doing a giveaway pretty soon. I'll have a video on that tomorrow, so make sure to hit that notification bell to know when that video drops. But let's talk about My Best Friend's Exorcism, which is just a good time. So this movie basically deals with a group of friends who decide to go out to a cabin to sort of celebrate their friend who is leaving now, and sort of a last hurrah, if you will. While they're out there, one of the friends actually starts being a little bit mean to another friend, and the other friend decides to leave, and this sort of ensues the other friend of hers to go after her and sort of try to cheer her up as well. This is the friend that's leaving, and the other friend's like, I don't know how it's gonna be now that when you leave. And they eventually find this weird house, and they go into it, and long story short, one of the friends, the one that's leaving, is actually possessed now during this whole thing in the house, and they start changing throughout. And it's not your typical Exorcist film where, you know, a lot of the Exorcist films take place in just like the house, and it's pretty much just them trying to get the demon exorcised out of the person. It follows this sort of path where you slowly see this person decay and decay more because of this demon that's inhabiting them, and sort of trying to alienate them from all their other friends. And that's whether through being mean or sort of even at a point having these like attacks on their friends. And I thought that was an interesting approach to it. It sort of gave me Mean Girl vibes as well at the same time. This is more of a horror comedy, and I would definitely say it's more comedy than horror, and I'll get more into that in a bit. I said you follow these friends, and one of them is possessed and the other friends don't know yet. And then I think that this movie did a good job though, however, of giving this 80s vibe that the movie was trying to present throughout, and sort of was oozing through it at a point where it really felt like this movie could have came out in the 80s. I did enjoy the actors in this as well. The two leads did an amazing job at sort of this chemistry that they had as well, where it felt like these two were actual friends, and you really felt for them at points when you felt like the friend that was possessed wasn't ever going to come back, and you just started to wonder exactly how this friend must feel. And then knowing that that friend was going to move regardless if they got exercised or not, I think it was a very touching story about friendship, touching on various subjects throughout. I will say, however, a lot of the subjects that were touched upon were heavy subjects that weren't really fleshed out as much as I thought they were going to be, and it sort of felt like we were just like going through a bunch of issues but never really addressing them properly. But I think that the film tries to keep a lighthearted tone as well throughout, and maybe that's the reason they didn't. So some things that I didn't like about the movie were that this movie didn't feel as much as of a horror as I thought it was going to be, and that's no fault of the movie on its own. Maybe that's just the expectations I had of it. Maybe if I had read the book or know more about the story itself, I would have known what direction it was going to go into, but I just expected more horror for some reason. And although I did enjoy it overall, I was sort of a bit let down that there wasn't more horror than I was expecting. The comedy was great, however. I think it really works well. I think all of the characters here play a very good part that they're given, and nobody here felt flat. Everybody seemed to be really good and up in their game where they needed to be. Some of the characters that appeared towards the end as well in particular, I think were very good and just had me laughing throughout. Like I said at the beginning, this is just a lighthearted movie to start off the horror season. It's not your horrific Exorcist film like The Exorcist or The Last Exorcism or Exorcism of Emily Rose. I feel like it's sort of an introduction into Exorcist films is the way you could probably think about it, where this is more of a coming of age comedy that has horror laced throughout. It is definitely still a good movie to watch for sure if you're just trying to start off the spooky season with something that's not as horrific, because it does dive into heavy sensitive subjects, I feel. But when it comes to horror or like gore and things like that, it is more on the lighter side than some of the other horrors we've gotten. And overall, I do enjoy most Exorcist films. I feel like I really like when Exorcist films are coming out. We do have another one that's coming out next month, well, tomorrow in October. Well, not exactly tomorrow, but in October, which is Pray for the Devil. So it looks like Exorcist films are coming back. And then next year we have the Exorcist remake, which we'll talk about as well tomorrow in a video where we'll talk about the Exorcist films. But overall, like I said, My Best Friend's Exorcism, I think, like I said, it is the movie to start off for spooky season. I think that Amazon just wanted to deliver something that was going to be a movie to get you started, and that was pretty much it. So overall, if you like sort of these coming of age comedies and giving you Mean Girl vibes, but at the same time interlacing some horror throughout, this might be the movie for you. It is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. If you do check it out, let me know what you think. And if you already checked it out, let me know what you think in the comments below as well. But as always, like I said, I think that this was a great movie. It was more comedy, more coming of age than horror. And it is one, if you want to check it out, definitely do. So yeah, I will be talking more about the spoilers throughout in another video probably if you want. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. We've already made a video on some of the other stuff we got a chance to check out this week at Fantastic Fest, such as The Menu, Bones and All, as well as we will have a video on Piggy tomorrow, which is another movie we saw over there. So we have a bunch of horror stuff. We're also checking out Halloween. We're going to check out the new Hellraiser as well. So we'll probably have a video for you out on Monday for that. And then we have some special stuff we're going to be doing over the weekend, and it's more of an experience based thing, and we'll be talking about that probably on Sunday. So make sure you're following us on the social medias because we'll be updating there. We might update on the community post board here on YouTube, but social media is where we post the most, especially Twitter. And as I said, we are doing this giveaway. We'll have a video on that explaining it tomorrow. So a ton of stuff is coming to the channel. We have some announcements to make next week as well, and it's just going to be a good time. So make sure that you are hitting the notification bell to know when those videos drop and are knowing about everything else that we're going to be doing. But as always, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you check out all the other socials as they pop up here on the screen at the end. And also don't forget to subscribe. Comment below all of your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. I appreciate you making it all the way to the end. As I said, we have a ton of announcements coming. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We do have our first podcast dropping tomorrow for the month of October. We'll be trying to do the podcast every single day for October, as well as some other stuff that we have planned. It's going to be a busy month, and I think we're planning about like 100 videos or so it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna try and push ourselves for that, as well as working on some other interesting stuff that I think a lot of you will be excited to learn about in the coming week. So stay tuned for that, because we do have something special we're doing on Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday we're gonna be talking more about what's really coming to the channel and where we want to be by the end of the year as well, with a ton of announcements, a ton of new stuff that's gonna make this, I think, the best experience. So make sure you check out our Twitter, our TikTok, our Instagram, as well as our website, culturelixir.com. And as always, that's going to do it for me. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Stay safe, stay positive.